Good afternoon and welcome to Youth Lex Radio Show Season of Joy. I'm your host Chanel along with my co-host Deidre. Today on the show we'll be speaking to National Youth District Cook-Off champions along with Proud of Them 2021 honorees Jolyn Scott and Leah Robinson.
The word of the week is impeach. IMPEACH. It means to call into question the integrity or validity of.
Our Bible verse of the day comes from Psalms 47 verse 1. Clap your hands, all you nations, shout to God with cries of joy. As always, you can join in on our conversation by calling 1-800-534-8255, toll-free courtesy of Flow, or join us on YouTube Live.
Okay, the first music break is from Sunday Service Choir, Sunshine.
Welcome back, listeners. We're now joined by the National Youth District Cook-Off Champions. Can you please introduce yourselves?
My name is Peter Montmillan.
I'm Joshua Vieira.
I'm a miracle. So, what got you guys into cooking?
Well, when I was younger, I used to always cook with my dad, and that kind of got me into the idea of loving it. So I decided to kind of start to do more of it, and then my teacher asked me if I was interested in a cook-off, and I said yes, and then she sent me the address, and then I went and did it, and I won. So
Wow.
For me, my father and my mother taught me a lot of cooking when I was younger, and for a few years, my parents owned a restaurant that I helped cook in there and all that. And then a few years ago, one of my teachers was part of a cooking club, and she told me that I should do a cook-off, so I did it, and I've been doing them since.
Well, I started with my grandma from I was young, and she helped me a lot, so I just decided to continue, and here I am.
Okay. And how did you feel when you were announced the cook-off champion?
well, I felt very excited because I practiced and I trained very hard, and it took me a long time to figure out what I was going to do. So when I found out that I won, I was very excited.
Yeah, I did a lot of practice beforehand, and I wasn't too nervous, but I don't know.
Same. I wasn't too nervous because I had some skills, so I just kept them in mind.
Humble yourself. Exactly.
So, who or what motivates you?
Well, what mainly motivates me is the fact that everybody knows that I want to be a chef, and my family is pushing me to continue to do it, and I have a lot of support. So, and this champion, whatever you want to call it, motivated me. So.
For me, I just have a passion of cooking, and I enjoy cooking a lot. And since I cook for my family a few times a week, so it just comes natural for me.
My family motivates me the most. They help me and they push me to the fullest. So,
And what about cooking makes you passionate? Why do you love to cook?
Because no matter how sad I am, no matter how upset I am, if I want to cook, I will do it, and it just makes me happy.
For me, I like that satisfaction of when I make a good meal and I taste it and it comes together exactly how I planned it.
right,
So.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I can personally attest to Joshua's cooking. He works in the canteen at school,
Mm-hmm.
and he made me a quesadilla today, and it was delicious. I loved it. So how do you guys feel that, 'cause as we know, there's no agriculture show this year, so you guys don't have the chance to have the cook-off there. Do you guys know what you're doing instead, or how do you feel about not having the chance to cook there?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, the idea of having a big crowd at agriculture show kind of scared me. So not knowing that there is one, it kind of makes me happy that there's not a big crowd, but I'm kind of upset about that. But I do know that this championship I plan to win. I know that.
We'll see about that. Mm-hmm. I kind of am bummed out that the show's not going on anymore. I was actually very excited when January came around because I knew it was coming up next month, and I was really hoping for it to happen. But it is what it is. We gotta follow the rules.
True. I was kind of upset because it would have been my first one, but it's alright. I guess there's next year.
And can you share with our listeners what your winning dishes were?
My winning dish was a French dish called pole alla mortade. Basically, what that consists of is it's chicken with pasta and a vegetable with a sauce. But what I did for it was I made a suma crisp, which is kind of like potatoes crisp. And then I took the chicken, I browned it and baked it and put it on top with the sauce.
Fancy.
Very fancy.
Geez, so I did mine a few months ago, so my memory's not that well. But I did some fancy jerk chicken dish with some spicy corn and something that I don't remember. Jeez.
Did you guys have a beverage with your food?
No.
No?
I'm too cheap for that.
And what do you guys plan to cook for the national cook-off?
What I plan to cook is the same dish except to perfect it because the judges weren't happy with a few like minor things like the sauce. It was a little too thin, so they said it was a little too thin. So I'm gonna perfect that dish.
I mean, I don't want to give my plan away. I don't want them to copy me or anything, but I'll say mine is going to be top tier.
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing much. Just look out, you know.
I ain't giving away secrets.
Okay, and we know that this year's theme is joy. How do you feel about that theme? Is it easy to work with?
About joy or the theme of joy?
The theme being joy for your cook-off.
Well, that's pretty easy to work with because when it's joy, you know it's whatever brings you joy is easy to perfect because you know it's something that brings meaning to you. So you can easily perfect that into a dish.
Yeah, that's a good point. But for me, like, I feel like it's fairly easy because for me, joy is just having a good time. So as long as I'm cooking and having a good time, my dish better come good.
Yeah, same. I think joy will be a little easy because I'm happy and eat some happy food, so that can mix in well. So I just
You are what you eat.
true.
You eat joy, you be joy.
Why does policy need to be developed around youth?
Policy? What do you mean by policy?
Why I think policy needs to be developed around youth is because the youth has to follow the policies. And if there's no policies around the youth, there's no policies to follow.
I feel
So
like
you
just
have a
wanna-
point.
So, Deidre, when you think of joy and food, what do you think of? What dish comes to mind?
So I'm from Jamaican heritage, so any Jamaican dish, oxtail, jerk chicken, any of that brings me joy. Cause
And
it's
what about
like
you
home
guys?
food.
What dish, when you see it or when you smell it, you like instantly get happy?
Well, I don't really know what to say about that one because born and raised Caymanian, so any Caribbean food or Caymanian food will bring me joy the minute I smell it or see it.
Yeah, honestly the same though. Like every time I smell some Caribbean food, I get excited.
Mouth water.
You better see me running quick.
And what about you?
Same. Like, let's see an example here. I like curry goat. Anybody else like curry goat?
I
Mm,
love
curry
curry,
goat.
especially
Curry.
during Christmas time.
And a curry with the white rice and
True.
White rice.
Curry has
Rice
to wear
and
white
bean?
rice.
Plantain.
Ooh, baked
And
plantain.
plantain.
Oh, don't even get me started with baked plantain. That's my
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
dish. I like going up in Foster's every day. Like any chance I get, I always have to get baked plantain. That's the only place you can get it.
For me, I mean, I have Jamaican heritage, I have Spanish heritage as well, but I think my favorite dish would be a little bit outside the box. I like pasta. So when I smell
Oh, yeah.
pasta,
The
when I
good
hear
pasta.
pasta, I get
But
excited.
look at this, jerk chicken pasta. You see, that's a mix.
that
Rasta
is
It's
pasta.
gonna be good.
I don't think I would like jerk chicken pasta.
Have you ever tried
But-
it?
My grandmother
No.
bought that from Foster's last week and I was
You
amazing.
bought it at Foster's?
She bought it at Foster's. She bought it
Buy
from
that
the
at
deli.
Foster's?
Yeah, she bought it from the deli.
That news to me. I gotta pay attention now.
So we are in our season of joy. What brings you guys joy?
Well, what brings me joy is spending time with my family and getting along. And like during Christmas, when I'm at my daughter's house and we cook food, that brings me joy. Just being around with family or anything, or being out with my friends and doing something.
For me, it's cooking for my family and friends, especially my friends, because they sometimes don't think I'm that good at cooking. But once I make something good and I have them try it, they're always like, "Dang, that's good." So that brings me joy, and hanging out with friends, that too.
Yeah, being with family and friends really makes me happy. And I love cooking as well. I cook for them a lot, so yeah.
So for our next music break, here is Not Afraid by Kevin Downsville featuring Rondell Positive.
Announces a change in the date of the general elections. In a statement released just a short time ago, His Excellency Governor Martin Roper says at the request of and in consultation with the Premier, he will be issuing a proclamation on Sunday, February 14th, dissolving Parliament in accordance with Section 84(2) of the Cayman Islands Constitution. The governor says by proclamation, Wednesday, April 14th will be the date for the next general election, replacing the May general election date, as the Constitution sets out a maximum of 2 months between the dissolution of Parliament and a general election. We'll have more on the story for you tonight on Radio Cayman News at 6.
Bacardi presents One Love Legends of Reggae Concert, Saturday, February 13th at Coral Beach, featuring Mr. Notch and Local Motion 345, Erica Asai, Bonafide K-Man, and DJ Craig, covering legendary reggae music with a lovers rock twist for this pre-Valentine's Day show. Catch the free pre-show from 4 p.m. with the Neverines and Sugar Daddy. Tickets to the main event, $25, available from eventpro.ky or ticket outlets, Coral Beach, Blackbeard's Liquor Stores, Winner's Circle, FIS MoneyGram, Funky Tanks, Island Naturals Cafe, and ShopRite. One Love Legends of Reggae Concert is brought to you by Bacardi, Coral Beach, Burger Shack, Supermix, Caymanian Times, and Radio Cayman.
The new year is around and I still carry my COVID-19 weight. Eating healthy and losing weight is so much harder than I thought.
Yeah, tell me about it. But have you heard of Dre's Lunch Weight Loss Program? Apparently they deliver meals right to your office every day, 5 days a week. Now I tell you one thing, you're guaranteed to shave off a few extra pounds with that. Train with Dre's weight loss program sounds right for you. Save time and get your meals right. Contact Dre to begin your journey and start losing the extra weight. No excuses, no gimmicks, just hard work. Follow the website www.trainwd.com. That's TRAINWD.com. Also follow them on Instagram, Training with Dre, Facebook, Train You Fit, or call Dre today at 928-3420. Get your meals right and lose your weight today. Contact Dre.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its valued customers and the motoring public of planned works to upgrade the water supply infrastructure along Anthony Drive between the Smith Road and Andy Drive intersections. Works will begin on Monday, 8th February, and the project will last 6 to 8 weeks. Through the course of the work, customers in the area may experience service outages. The authority makes every effort to give advance notice related to outages. Customers can also visit our website, www.waterauthority.ky, for updates or tune into Radio Cayman for outage notices. Motorists are advised to avoid driving in the area between 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. weekdays during the works. If motorists must use the road, they are encouraged to drive with caution and follow all traffic signs to ensure their and the authority's staff's safety. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of its customers and the public as it undertakes these works and apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause.
This is Youth Flex, more than talk.
Welcome back, listeners. We're still joined by the National District Cook-Off Champions, as well as Mr. Jama from the Youth Services Unit. So, Mr. Jama, can you tell us what changes were made since there's no agricultural show itself?
Well, the National Youth Culinary Program will be applying to use the facilities for the day. We would employ someone at the gate to make sure that the numbers are safe, because there's a limit right now because of COVID that is up to 1,000 people can gather. With us having the place for ourselves, we could arrange it that we could have bleacher seating. When the Ag Show was on, there's a lot of competition for bleacher seating around the arena and stuff. So this time, with it not happening, we can use the bleachers so people can sit safely away from the cooking, and there can be a lot of people viewing. We will limit those to 1,000 maximum. So you can look for crowd control at the gate. You can look for temperature checks as well. That's part of the established protocol for the event. The Agricultural Society will ensure that whoever is renting the facility for that day adheres to that, so we have to abide by that. Chefs will be judging it. The invitations for chef judges will be going out tonight. Our natural head chef is Chef Frederick Monroe from Ritz-Carlton. He's always been the head judge for the cook-offs. He and few chefs from the Cayman Culinary Society. Like I said, those invites would be going out tonight. I think with it being a holiday and a fairly quiet one, all the chefs that would be invited would judge. We're limiting it to 3 judges this year, because we want to try to maximize crowd as well. And we don't want to have it that it's 5 judges and then a floor judge, and that takes up a lot of numbers when we could have people watching and to create almost the similar atmosphere that they would have at the fair. Usually at the Ag Show, we would have like close to 200 people watching at any given time of the cook-off as it happens, and we're looking to have a similar feel, even though there's 10,000 people around, because during the Ag Show is about 8 to 10,000 people on the grounds at any given time, and people moving through. It's a whole different feel when you're competing in front of that kind of crowd that could pop in at any time. But this year we're limited, and we understand why. And it should still be a great time. It's a holiday, so people can find their way in. We're not charging admission, so there's no limit at the gate, except that when it gets to 1,000, we'll stop people from coming in, because we will make sure that we don't break the law. Other than that, I think it should still be a great show. The National Youth Cook-Off Championship has always been a show within the show, and now we're just a show by ourselves because of the conditions that we now live in. That being said, I think it'll still be a great thing. We're looking for Radio Cayman to come and do a remote broadcast. We're hoping that YouthFlex broadcast is on Ash Wednesday for the very first time in its history. Normally we would be emceeing at the Ag Show, therefore we won't have any room to broadcast at 4 o'clock. But because the Ag Show isn't on, it gives us room for us to come up there at 4 o'clock and chit-chat with the winners, chit-chat with some of the judges, some of parents that might be around, and other organizers, and get a full feel of the cook-off, and possibly get some words from sponsors as well. It's sponsored by Cayman National, it's sponsored by Home Gas, it's sponsored by the Department of Tourism, the Ministry of Education. So there's so much sponsors, including New Self-Help Community Foundation, who awards cash prize to district winners, the district champions, and they'll get their prize money at that time. So I think it makes for a great occasion. And I want to thank the Agriculture Society for giving us the nod of approval to go ahead if we share the plan on how we'll control the crowd, and that will be done.
Okay. And can you share with our listeners how the judging goes? Like, what's the process?
Well, this an established judging criteria that's been going on since we started the contest in 2012. It's the same judging criteria. The judges know what to look for. The judges give constructive criticism, and if they have anything that is alarming, they'll do so in private. So young people can operate at their best going forward.
Okay, and back to our cook-off champions. Can you share your experience at the cook-offs that you guys were at?
Well, my experience at the cook-off was scary. It was fun. I had a really good time. I was very nervous, but in the end, the judges gave me fair judging, and they were happy with what I put on the plate. They liked it, and they gave me a fair judgment.
Share, Joshua. Share with us.
It was a good experience. I actually did two different ones, and the first one was a bit relaxed. It was easy going. There wasn't too many people there, and the judges did, like always, they did a fair judgment. And that time, they said I need a little bit more seasoning, but that was about it. And then the second one was pretty good. Yeah, that was good. They didn't ask if I needed any more salt, which, if anyone knows, the last few times I've done them, they've always asked for more salt. So
you can add that yourself, man.
I can add it myself.
No, they can add it themselves.
Yeah, you're right. I can add a little salt and pepper shaker on it.
It's only when it's too salty that we can't do nothing about it.
That is very true.
Very true.
I'll keep that in mind for next time.
That's it. So you will do is next time you present salt shakers, if they need more salt.
Yeah, fair enough.
So can you paint us a picture of like what the pressure is like? Because I remember, I think it was the year before last or so, Mohindra, she was competing by herself and she didn't have a lot of stuff with her at the time, and there was like a lot of pressure, racing against the clock and everything, and she didn't have enough prep time, so there was a lot of pressure on her. So can you tell us how, for you, how was the pressure? Is it too much, too little, too...
All right, let me put it on pretty thick. You see, think it like this. You're in a cooking competition. You have your materials. It's set out. You have a 15-minute prep time, and you cannot do anything. You cannot start to cook it. You cannot. All you can do is just prep it and season it and prepare it. And then after that, you have an hour. Correct me if I'm not correct. To prepare the dish, plate it, and serve it. And sometimes it can be pretty scary for me. I was very behind the clock. I was scared that I wasn't gonna make it, but Mohindra kept on telling me to calm down, think about what I'm doing, and just relax. So, like that.
So I work really well under pressure most of the time, and for me, I kind of just block everything out around my surroundings, so I don't pay attention unless whatever's in my kitchen area, and I just focus on what I'm doing and multitasking, and I focus so much on one thing that I tend to forget like other things I need to add and do. But I don't know, an hour is pretty fair, so as long as you know how to time manage, you can get there.
Pressure, I don't really work, well, I do work good under pressure because it motivates me to work harder, and it does help me because I can put that skill in other things, but it does help me in cooking a lot because, yeah.
And that was going to be my next question. Do you think that any skills you've learned from doing this, or is it transferable to everyday life?
Well, some of them. One is working well under time, and in life, certain times you might have to work well under a certain time limit you have, so yeah, it could help in that way. And the concentration you need to put in when you're cooking under that time. So yeah.
I think you learn a whole lot more to when things don't work well, how to improvise, and still put it on the plate. No, I think a lot you learn from the contest. And one of the beautiful things about putting a time limit on it is that you get to work at a pace of a busy kitchen. And we are preparing these young people for a busy kitchen. So it makes sense for you to get used to that rhythm, get used to that pace. So if and when you get into the industry, it should be when you get into the industry, your body, your muscle memory can carry you through. And it is almost like second nature rather than, I gotta find a way of speeding up. If the competitions already have your kitchen ready, then you're kitchen ready. And I think that's the real aim behind the competition. It brings out the best in young people. It gives them a real challenge in problem solving, because not everything can go right. You can have it planned out, you can have it written down, and people do, and it still don't fall in you.
It never happens.
And you still have to improvise, and you still have to problem solve, and you still have to put something on the plate. Because it's just like if me and you show up for lunch. I come to buy lunch. I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear from you, well, boy, the chicken never made it or whatever. No, I ordered chicken. I want that in a half hour because I got 1 hour lunch. So they have a challenge of 1 hour to feed 3 people or 5 people. Average kitchen has 35 minutes to feed a table, which could have a table of 10, a table of 8. You understand? But when you take the order, the whole order goes in, you need to turn out the table, right? So that's how it is. And those who are skilled to deliver is the ones that I will be returning, because I can spend 20 minutes from ordering my food to getting my food. I don't have to kill myself to get back to the office within my 1 hour of lunch. And that is what all it is about. It's about feeding people in a timely manner with exceptional food that they won't come back for. And once you can do that, you can charge whatever price you want. Because people like good food and they like it on time. And that's what this contest is really about.
Yeah. I think I'll be the one eating. I don't think I'll do the whole pressure
until
cooking.
until they come late, right? And no.
True. Okay. So with this competition, if say you win, you feel a little good about yourself. Do you think maybe in the future you'd go off to like one of those international cook-off championships?
Well, I would like to do that. I would like to go to, like, you had to have MasterChef on the TV. So I would like I would like to do one of those, but I'd probably take me a while to want to do. So, like, if I was to win this right now, it would give me the confidence to do it. But I would like to do a few more here, and then when I get that confidence, then if I'm, say, in the States for school or something, and I want to do that, then yeah.
No, I would totally be down. Like, I enjoy doing it. I like doing competitions. Like, it helps me focus and, like, it makes me feel productive. And if I get to do it overseas, that gives me the opportunity to travel and get to explore new things and try new dishes and see different culture.
Okay. Yeah, as Peter said, I would like to do more, some more here, because that will build up my skills and prepare me for stuff in the future. Like, hopefully I can go to the Johnson and Wales School in Miami. So I want to learn some more stuff here before I go. But if I got the opportunity to do that, I would do it.
Well, if it wasn't for COVID, right, the winners would be actually representing Cayman in Barbados at a regional contest. And I'm hoping that that's freed up by the summer, that we can, because it's 2 years now we've missed it, right? But the winners of the National Youth Cook-Off usually represents the country in Barbados at a regional contest. Right? But it's something you be prepared for. And trust me, from the time you win the title, you start training. And you can ask Bradley about it, and you can ask Tarek or Josh or anybody that went Mohindra, you ask them. They get drilled hard, Mr. Basket rounds till midnight. Yeah, but when they go away, they get gold medals, and they come back and they finish second in the region. And I'm pretty sure we would have won it if we had these opportunities in the last couple of years. But so it go. But we're preparing a new crop of young people who are willing to compete for Cayman. And once the opportunity presents itself, we will be having young people compete in the region. Right? So that is you all or somebody else or the BRAC champions or whoever. So be it. We'll see how it pans out come next Wednesday.
So do any of you want to be actual chefs in the future? Or is it just a hobby?
I'm planning on finishing high school, getting my associates, and going to a culinary school, and then end up becoming a chef. That's my plan.
Okay.
I'm thinking about becoming a chef, but before I become a chef, I have to become an entrepreneur. So I don't know, whatever life takes me.
Yeah, that's my future plan, to be a executive chef. So.
Okay. Would you encourage other people to compete next time around?
Well, if you like competitions and you like cooking, I would encourage anybody to do it. It's fun. It gives you the experience, and yeah, you could represent your country, as Mr. Jamo said, in Barbados, win medals, and get the experience. And you can say on your resume, I want this, 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 and this, and I want this, 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 and this.
Josh already got a feeling of winning not only at the district level in East End, but he actually won the Junior Snapper Cook-Off for Pirates Week last year? Year before.
Year
Year before.
Yeah, last year we didn't get into anything. Why COVID really mashed up everything. But anyhow, so he know how it is to feel to be on top of the mountain and holding up trophies. So we'll see how that goes. Come next Wednesday. What happened?
Oh jeez. Yeah, actually, honestly though, like, there's not very many of us anymore. A lot of the past crop has grown old and kind of needed a break from all of it. They're kind of getting stressed too much about it. But we actually need a lot more fresh new youths that can come, and even if you're not the greatest cook, you can learn every time you cook, you learn, and you can evolve and become better.
Yeah, I also encourage this because it's a really good experience. You can say, I don't even know how to put it. What?
Just come to have a fun time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need to stress over the actual competition itself. Just come to have fun.
The thing is with the competition, you're not actually competing against the person next to you.
You're competing against yourself.
Yeah, you're competing against a standard. It's a grade that you just do your best and see what the score is, and the score says if you're a gold, silver, or a bronze medalist. So it is no pressure. Although Josh is competing next to you, you guys are competing against a grade rather than against each other. So you can both leave with gold medal performances. And we've had instances where 3 teams in one district competition, actually qualified for the finals because it is the top 6 scores go to the finals. So we've had a competition in Georgetown where all 3 teams that competed in Georgetown made it to the finals because the standard was high. I mean, we had two of the teams were from UCCI School of Hospitality, which means they were already in tertiary institutions. We expect them to have a certain level in terms of what they put out, and they delivered. But it's not always that they deliver, but they did that time. You know what I'm saying? So congrats to them then, and they have also have a place in the finals this year as well, through UCCI.
So do you guys have any final comments or shout outs?
Well, I would like to thank everybody who has brought me this far, who has motivated me to do this, and yeah.
So, well, for me at least, every time I go on and I get done on the radio, I hear everyone complain that I don't shout them out. So
shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everyone.
There you go.
My aunt told me earlier that she want a shout out, so
she want personal shout out.
Yeah, she want a personal shout out.
You better do that now quick.
And my friend that worked in the hub, Vivian Worrell, shout out to her. Hopefully she's doing a good day today. So
you know, say your aunt name, you know, she saying aunt. I mean, you have one aunt, eh?
No, I have a few.
So you better make sure the specific one get a shout out.
No, I see now. All right.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, I almost forgot her name.
Okay.
Auntie Katie. So,
okay.
Shout out to her.
All right.
Well, Mom are listening, so hi, Mom.
All
Shout
right.
out to you and my grandma too. Love them so much.
And the rest of the listeners too. Can't forget about you guys too.
All right, cool.
Okay, well, thank you guys for coming on the show and congratulations. And
Thank you for
all the
having us.
best on your future endeavors.
So for our next music break, here is Royalty by Samuel Meadows.
From the pitch to the stands to the field and the sands, we are united. We are Cayman Football.
I feel lost. I'm not sure what I want to do when I finish school.
You're not alone. So many just don't know what they want to do. And the economy has changed so much, but you know, STEM fields really are the future. Just look at how many businesses have gone online since lockdown.
You know, I do like the idea of building websites.
You should check out the University of the West Indies Open Campus. They have new classes in web development and so much more. They even offer sign language and so many other professional fields. Maybe speaking to them might help you make a decision on your future.
The University of the West Indies Open Campus offers custom-built programs matching your current education level with the qualifications you need to find your place in the Cayman Dream. Visit the University of the West Indies at open.uwi.edu or call them today at 946-8322.
Cayman Arts Festival is back. The 2021 festival features Cayman's artistic performers, including the Cayman Youth Choir and Tiddlypops, with the Beatlemania concert, Friday, February 12th, 6 p.m. at the Westin Hotel Ballroom. Celebrating the historic songs from the Beatles, the Cayman Youth Choir will be sure to make you laugh, smile, cry, and most of all, be reminded that all you need is love. Friday, February 12th, 6 p.m. at the Westin Hotel Ballroom. For tickets, purchase or reservation, call 922-5550 or email inquiries@caymanartsfestival.com. Free admission for children under 18. The Cayman Arts Festival 2021 is proudly sponsored by Butterfield Bank, Walkers, RBC Dominion Securities, Andrew Galloway, Radio Cayman, Minister for Education, Youth, Sports, Agriculture and Lands, Rawlinson and Hunter, London and Amsterdam Trust, Sinclair's, Kensington and the Cayman Islands Public Library Service.
This is Youth Flex, more than talk.
Welcome back, listeners. We are here again with Mr. Jamo, who will be lightly touching on a youth forum that's coming up.
Right. Well, this segment we call in Real Talk, because I want to pitch an idea and get some feedback and in this very public forum about how safe do you feel at your school. I understand that some of you are branded and your schools are, but without having name in your schools, tell us how safe you feel at your school.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say a 10 of how safe I feel at school because of the security.
With 10 being terrible or 10 being great?
Great.
10 isn't horrible. It is awful.
Okay, you feel very safe at your school.
I feel very safe at my school.
I agree with Peter. As we attend the same school, like our school is it's very safe. They ensure that we stay safe.
Cool. Josh?
So I go to a different school than them.
Right.
But our school is pretty safe. I mean, we got security always walking around, keep an eye on us.
Okay.
And
what about threats from the outside?
Threats from outside? Absolutely none. None whatsoever.
No, I mean, how safe do you feel about threats from the outside of your campus? You feel safe about that as well?
Yes.
Okay. So there are barriers, the security is a barrier between your campus and the outside?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Scale of 1 to 10, a solid 7, because even though we get bug search, we don't get it that often. We get like twice a year. And I know some things that I shouldn't know, but I know.
Ooh.
Okay.
And
damn.
I don't think that's good. But the securities, they do a good job on certain stuff. Like, they keep fights from happening, and they protect us from people from the outside. And in the morning, the mask relating to COVID, I think that more on our side, the students, because we don't really listen sometimes. But I think they should do better on that, though. Like the mask requirements.
And you ride the school bus to school?
Yeah, in the morning and in the evening.
Which requires mask? Yeah.
It's a requirement, but some children just don't do it.
Stubborn.
Stubborn bad.
Okay. Should
you see, I be in the canteen 24/7, so I really don't.
You feel safe then?
Yeah, because I'm behind a wall anyways, so I really don't feel a way about safety. I mean, even at my previous school, that school was branded, as you said, and I felt safe there, even though it was branded. So, yeah.
Okay.
Even though it's branded as a bad school, I felt safe there anyway. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for your feedback. You can wrap up the show now.
Okay.
We'll be back with Real Talk next time.
Okay. Well, thank you all, Mr. Jamo and the Cook-Off Champions, for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Chanel, along with my co-host, Deidre. Shout out to our guest, Mr. Jamo and the NYCP Cook-Off Champions. Shout out to Radio Cayman for their work on sound and boards, Mr. Will Sinatra, DJ Lynn, and DJ Silverfox. And shout out to RJ for the live YouTube feed.
Also, special shout out to our Youth Flex crew, Jared on Youth Flex Socials and Community Service, our musical director Alejandro Borden, Kristen Jackson on Youth Flex News Desk, Mohindra Brown, our promo director, and the 100+ Flex family all over the globe. Thanks to SIFA, Cayman Insurance Center, UWI Open Campus, Train with Trey, and Blue Marlin for sponsoring the Super Jam, and to you, our listeners, for tuning in every Wednesday from 4 to 5 for Youth Flex on 89.9 FM. Join us again next Wednesday for Youth Flex Season of Joy. Until next week, this is your host, Chanel Martinez, saying, smile now, laugh later.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.